So you've learned to distrust that single accuracy number, calibrate your confidence scores, and sample what you automate. Now we turn to the data itself, because even perfectly calibrated models break when sources contradict. In this module, you'll carry claim source mappings through synthesis and learn to surface conflicts instead of silently resolving them. By the end of this module, you can carry claim source mappings through synthesis and report a conflict instead of resolving it. Here is how this module builds up. Provenance preservation means requiring every subagent to output structured claim source mappings, claim text, evidence excerpt, source URL, and publication date, and instructing the synthesis agent to merge and preserve those mappings in the final report. It is not about adding a bibliography at the end, it is about ensuring each individual claim remains linked to its origin through every step of the pipeline. The distinction people get wrong is treating this as a formatting concern rather than a data structure constraint that must be enforced at the subagent output boundary. Without structured provenance preservation, the summarization step silently strips away which source supported which claim. The final report reads smoothly, but every assertion is unmoored. When a user or auditor later asks for sources, the model has no structural record to consult, so it invents plausible citations. This is worse than having no citations at all, because fabricated sources look authoritative and can propagate misinformation. In production, this erodes trust, creates compliance risks, and makes it impossible to verify any claim in the report. Take a pipeline where subagents analyze market data and a synthesis agent produces a final report. The report reads well but has no citations. Trace the failure. The subagents included sources in their prose, but the synthesis step summarized those findings, compressing the text and dropping the claim source links. The fix is to require each subagent to output a structured object per finding, the claim itself, a verbatim evidence excerpt, the source URL, and the publication date. Then instruct the synthesis agent to merge these objects into the final report. It may rewrite the claim for clarity, but it must preserve the excerpt, URL, and date exactly. The date field is critical. Without it, a 2023 statistic and a 2026 statistic look like a contradiction. With it, they form a time series. The rest of the cases follow the same pattern. The key is always to identify the compression step and replace prose with structure. The durable rule is, provenance must be carried as structured data through every step where language is compressed. If you allow a summarization step to turn structured claim source mappings into free text, you have lost the mapping permanently. Reject the option of asking the synthesis agent to include citations where possible. By then the mapping is already gone, and the model will reconstruct citations from memory, which is how they get invented. Instead, enforce a schema at the subagent output boundary and instruct the synthesis agent to preserve it intact. On the exam, the distractor that catches people is option A, adding a generic sources consulted section at the end. That lists sources but does not link individual claims to specific sources. The correct answer is always to require structured claim source mappings from subagents and to instruct the synthesis agent to preserve them. The exam will test whether you can identify summarization as the specific step where attribution is lost, and whether you know that publication dates are the field that resolves apparent contradictions into time series. Conflict annotation means returning every credible value with its source, methodology, and date, rather than picking one or merging them. It is not about resolving the conflict, it is about making the conflict visible and traceable. The distinction people get wrong is thinking the AI should harmonize the data. It should not. Harmonization hides the very uncertainty the decision maker needs to see. Without conflict annotation, a report that averages 2 market sizes looks authoritative but is actually fiction. The number cannot be defended, and the reader never learns that the sources disagreed. In production, this leads to decisions based on a false consensus. The cost is real. A strategy built on an average number may be wildly off for either actual market definition. Preserving the conflict is what lets the business reason about the range and the assumptions. Take the 2 market size figures, $4.2 billion and $7.1 billion. The subagent returns both, each with its source and methodology. It does not average them, because averaging would create a number no source supports. The report then has a section for well-established findings and a separate section for contested findings, where these 2 figures sit with their provenance intact. The innocent explanations, different market definitions or different collection dates, are noted, so the reader understands this is not necessarily a contradiction. The rest of the drill covers financials as tables, news as prose, and technical findings as structured lists. The principle is the same: preserve the native format that carries the meaning. The durable rule is, when sources conflict, surface the conflict with full provenance. Never resolve it by averaging, because that produces a number no source supports and hides the most useful finding, the disagreement itself. Always attach source, methodology, and date to every claim, so anyone can trace it back. And render each content type in the format that preserves its structure: financials in tables, news in prose, technical findings in structured lists. Flattening everything to one format destroys the cues the reader uses to interpret the information. In the exam, the most common distractor is averaging two conflicting figures. It feels safe and mathematical, but the exam guide explicitly says to annotate the conflict rather than arbitrarily selecting one value. Another trap is picking the more recent source without checking whether the two sources even measure the same thing. Always check for definitional or temporal differences before you treat a discrepancy as a conflict. So remember, carry provenance structurally, or you risk fabricating citations. When sources conflict, report the conflict, never average, because that hides the real story.